All right, guys.
Hello everyone, we're getting ready for tomorrow Members Day plant sale. We're here with Dr. Chesney and Mr. Marlon Rambo. He's the nursery manager, and Chad is a botanical horticulturist. They're going to tell us a little bit what we're having tomorrow for our Members Day plant sale. Chad, you want to explain us a little bit what you're having tomorrow?
Thank you, Lorraine. Yeah, this is a really long tradition in Fairchild Garden. It goes back to 1940, so it goes back to the days when David Fairchild was alive and participating in the garden, and we're continuing that tradition of sharing plants with the world and with the gardening public. And that was one of the things that was so near and dear to David Fairchild, and we've just continued in that same spirit. And basically, during this sale, we have a series of plants. This time we have 12 different types of plants that are called distribution plants. And the distribution plants are available in larger quantities, and they're plants that we think are especially new and exciting to get out to the membership of the garden. And so members will line up early in the morning and be ready to get the first chance at these plants, and each member gets to have at most one of each at the beginning, and then when the rush is over, then people can buy additional ones if there are any left. And then we also have a bunch of other interesting plants available, which Marlon will tell us a little bit about.
Yes, and in addition to the distribution plants, just remember members have 4 plants they can pick, one of each, and one of each have 4 different plants for each member. In addition to the distribution plants, we have quite a lot more plants, regular stuff. Some of those stuff are very new to us also. And in this section, members can buy as many as they want. First come, first serve. If you're here early, you can get whatever you want. The later you come, chances are that we'll run out of stuff, and there's no guarantee we'll have it at the next sale. But we'll try to propagate enough. And this is also a good experience to know what is in demand. For example, if we have a certain amount of plants and they're excellent seller and people keep asking back for it, we try to propagate more for the next sale. And in that way we could supply all the members. This is a member sale, so it's only open to members. Later on in the day, as Chad mentioned, we'll open up to everybody and you can get whatever plants you need or whatever is left over. And you know, just like every year or a new sale, we have new stuff that's introduced that's never been sold. Chances are it could be at the garden for a long time but never have been sold. A good example is this year. It's a Pilea grandiflora, small little shrub, excellent as a ground cover in partial sun to full shade area. Very beautiful. If it's exposed to the sun, you will find them around the margins, it becomes more like a reddish tint to it. But an amazing ground cover. Endemic to Jamaica, Pilea. And we have, as I said, we have this in the garden for a very long time, and we just never introduced it to the public. But this is for the first time. There's limited supply, but we'll make a promise. This will continue to be propagated, and we'll have more during our regular sales. Questions?
Have some other great plants here.
Yeah.
We're going to have on distribution. This is another Pilea species. This is Pilea fairchildiana, which has a very interesting story. We only had one of these beginning in the early or mid 1980s that came from the Dominican Republic. It's only found in the Dominican Republic. And ours was a male. Some plants come in male and female separately, like humans. And we only had a male until we went on an expedition to the Dominican Republic in 2012. And one of our missions was to find a female, and we did find several females, and we brought cuttings of them back to the garden, and we hand pollinated them, and now we have a bunch of babies grown from seed from our own garden collections being offered to the public. So this is a very, very special and rare plant from the Caribbean, very well suited to South Florida. It can grow even on on limestone rock. It's good for hot sunny areas and makes a beautiful clump. And we have some other plants that we've brought back from Asia in recent years, like this Dischidia ovata. It's a climbing plant that makes a great hanging basket. We brought this back from one of our sister gardens in Thailand, Nong Nuc Tropical Botanic Garden. And from one of our sister institutions in Singapore, we brought this very interesting tropical vegetable. It's a compact form of Gynura bicolor. It's in the sunflower family, and its leaves are edible fresh or cooked. And it's also a beautiful ornamental. The undersides of the leaves are purple. And you can grow this, unlike the cool season vegetables we tend to plant here in the fall and grow through the winter. This you can grow any time of the year. It'll grow right through the summer, and you can have fresh vegetables. They call it a tropical spinach. We also have a neat variety of papaya that came from our friends in Singapore that was first developed in Thailand, and it's called the Thai Gold. It will start fruiting at only 5 feet and won't get much higher than 6 feet ever, and will produce beautiful golden papayas. And so they don't get out of your reach. They're easy to harvest. They taste wonderful, and they're quite beautiful. And we're also distributing for the first time a plant that's directly associated with David Fairchild. This is Neetum neemon, and this was grown from seedlings at David Fairchild's home, the Kampong, from seed trees that he actually planted there many decades ago. And now it's a very unusual tree. It's not a flowering tree. It's more related to the conifers, and they actually make crackers from the seeds in Southeast Asia. And when it makes a really distinctive trunk, as the trunk gets thicker, it has these rings around it, and it's very cylindrical. And David Fairchild loved trunks that look like a column, and this is certainly one of those types of trees. So this is just a small sample of all the interesting plants we have for this sale.
Good. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right.